The major components of the design of the AWS console using the various services that we've been set to use. So this is for project 1. So for this project, we're going to use some of the AWS services that we've learned in class to create a real-life project implementation. The main goal of this project is to create a highly scalable WordPress blogging and platform application on AWS using the AWS services. So let me quickly go through the architecture diagram, and then I'll give you a quick demonstration, and I'll give you a little behind the scenes view. There's like an Amazon Route 53 service that we have a registered domain for. So that domain, it's behind that domain, there's like 2 elastic load balancers. So each of these load balancers, they're in different regions. So this is a multi availability zone and multi-region deployment as well. So the first region is the US East 1 region, and the second region is the US West 1 region. US West 2 region. So each of these regions, obviously they're on different sides of the US. So when clients consent to the DNS entry, we would, based on latency-based routing, we would send them to either the US East 1 region or the US West 1 region based on where they're located, where the closest data center it is. So these two load balancers, they communicate. So they communicate through a MySQL database. The master lives in the US East 1 region, and the slave or the read replica lives in the US West 2 region. So that is how the two load balancers can share information together. Let me do what else can I get from this diagram? So there can be several, so I think there's a scaling policy of you can have at most 4 instances of each WordPress slave. Also, by the way, the WordPress master lives here as well, so yeah. But anyways, these little boxes, they're the slave instances that are like brought up using if in case there's like a high amount of CPU or something and there's too much load. They're auto-scaled in such a way that they will scale up automatically on their own. What else? And the same thing with the US West region. Just some things to note is like the master lives for database and the master lives for the WordPress on US East 1 region. Everything here is almost just like a replica. Okay, cool. I just want to quickly show you the 2 load balancers working beforehand. So this is the US West 1. US West elastic load balancer. You can see that there's a few blog posts here already. And if I refresh the page here, in the US East 1 elastic load balancer, you can see that it's a similar thing, the same blog post. These sites are identical. So on top of these load balancers, as shown in the diagram here, we have the Route 53 service. Where is this? Oops. Let me go to, Let me go to the home page. So this is the home page. This is my blog. I logged in as like a regular user. So you can see that this page is again identical to both load balancing pages. I guess in the sense like that all the data is the same. So let me give you a quick demonstration to show the replication for these 2 services. So let me hit a new post. Hello world. This is for the demo. So let me publish this. And again, this is in the DNS entry. Okay, cool. The post is published. Let me view it from the UI. Okay, cool. So I see that on the DNS entry, I was able to post something, and this is an article blog post. This is for the demo, blah blah blah. So since this is latency-based routing, I most likely went to the US East region, which is the region I'm closest to. So let me show you that it replicated. to the US East 1 region load balancer, so you see that it did, so that's good. Again, since I probably won't get routed to the West region, let me just go straight to the load balancer and I'll show you again. And you see that there's another hello world thing here. So you can see that from the DNS entry using the Route 53, I was able to have 2 blog posts replicated to both of the load balancers. Let me show the software behind it, I guess, a little bit. Okay, so let me show the load balancers. Actually, let me see what's up. Actually, let me show the Route 53 service first. Yeah, okay. Oh, no, I got a better idea. Let me do the virtual private clouds. Okay, so to set this up, there was 2 virtual private clouds, one in the US West region and one in the US East region. So let me go to the virtual private cloud in both regions, and I'll just go through one, and it's like replicated in the other way. I'll just stay on East since it has most of the data. So I created a virtual private cloud for project 1. Just like the standard default things. I did encounter some errors. I had to create I think I had to create an elastic IP for this, and I also had to create a NAT gateway. It would not let me create a virtual private cloud any other way. And then from the virtual private cloud, I was able to host a lot of other services. So what else can I show here? Oh, yeah, also in the virtual private cloud, there was a few subnets that like I had to create on top of the ones they already gave me. So I believe there was only 2 subnets that they originally gave me. It was the private subnet and the public subnet. What I created on top of that was another public subnet and another private subnet. This is for like any of the instances that come up. I'm able to like route directly to them. Cool. Let me show you the relational database that we have set up. Again, this is the US East region. If we have some time, I'll go over the US West region. Let's go to databases. So we have one database, the WordPress database. This is the master database. So this is the endpoint. We connect, you can connect directly to the database using the CLI, using the endpoint and the username, which I believe is just a dummy admin thing. Anyways, you can see that the replication, so this is the primary, role for this like basically master instance. And then in the Oregon region, which is the US West 2 region, there's a replica. And basically this service will just replicate this service, or the data will read from the master, so all the data will be up to date in a reasonable time. Okay. Let me just quickly show you that for this one. I'll go to RDS. This is in the US West region. Database. Yep. So you can see that there's another database here, but this is just a replica. It has its own endpoint and everything. But you can see that, where is it? Oops, sorry. Configuration. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you can even see that like this is still a replica, like it's only replica in this region as well. And you can see it's in the state of replicating, which is good. Okay, what else can we talk about in here? Let's see. So there's also so data is backed up through S3. So S3, is like scalable storage. So I have the special bucket that has all the configuration files. So this is the US East 1 region. Yeah, every master is in. The important stuff is in the US East 1 region. This is it. Cool. So this stuff, it's like all these like configuration files, like basically if one of these files like changes or something, it could like affect like how the server runs. If one of these accidentally gets deleted, like it could be tragic for your application, I guess. So what happens is that, let me see, oops. Okay, hold on. So this is the master. This is the master instance for EC2 instance. We have like 2 running right now. You can see that there's like a cron tab, which is basically a scheduled job that will run a sync between the bucket that we have here, or no, the bucket here, and from var, HTML, blah, 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 all these things. So basically you only have to make updates to one site, and like it will replicate across all 3 sites. If you need to update it like here, and yeah, it should be good otherwise. Okay. What else? Let me go over, did I go through this? Yeah, okay. Let me go over through EC2 instance one more time. I just want to show you that at the moment there's 2 instances running. Yeah, this is again auto scale instances. So there's one, so the master server, this is a server I was just on. This was the original server. It has like all the importing configurations. This is like if you need to make any changes, you can make them here, and then the data will get replicated throughout the autoscale things. I think we have some autoscale groups, maybe. Yeah, so we have one autoscale group. This is nice. So this just creates like the, what do you call it here? This creates like some like replicas for the for WordPress. So there we are able to create like so we're able to create like more how do you say? So we're able to create more instances if needed. And yeah, let me just quickly go through these things. If I want to just point out anything else, I'll just go through the requirements. These are the sets of requirements. So the site should be elastic. I think we just showed that. Application will use several that to explore. Yep. So basically yeah, I can show you that. So the load balancers, they're configured for both the they're configured for the US East 1C and US East 1A regions. Availability zones actually. I think in the US West it's also configured for the 1C and 1A as well. So for each availability zone we also had to make we had to make a public subnet for each availability zone. So these are individual subnets. At the moment, there's nothing that's going to US East 1A, so that's why it says instance count as 1, but if another instance scales up, it has the ability to go to the US East 1A. Okay. What else? Application use several. Yeah, so I believe I showed you this aspect when I was using the MySQL. When I like went through the DNS, I was able to update the DNS, and then it came through on both the Elastic load balancers. And the only way that is possible is if it were to trickle down, and then one of the I probably like one of the databases were updated. The database was updated and then was replicated to the US West region. Let me see, what else can I go over? So there is not a lot of single points of failures. I would just say that for the US West region, maybe we can have like more than one instances like spun up as a default, just in case if like they chose to, like if there was some issue in the data center, that we can always route clients. And yeah, I think this is pretty good. I just quickly wanted to highlight again the Route 53 service. I kind of skipped over it in the beginning, but basically I bought a registered domain under my name, so this is my full first and last name, and then from that AWS automatically created a hosted zone. Also, by the way, Route 53 is a global service, so no need to create it in both regions. So I created a hosted service here. You can see that there's a few record names attached to this. There's 2 seam names, and these are both latency-based routing. So like this is again, someone hits the DNS, and they will go to whatever region they're geographically closer to, and then this is the simple A record. So basically, this will This will allow this entry will allow like me to hit my WordPress application. And yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Yeah. I also just want to quickly go over another demo just to wrap it up again as well. Let me just go to here. Okay, it's cool. Let me hit a new, oops. Okay, all good. This is the final. Cool. Okay, I will publish this. I'll view the post. Maybe I'll leave a comment. Awesome. Cool. So that commented a post. And again, let me like refresh the page a few times and go to my, oops. I'm sorry, let me go to the home page. Yep, you can see that it's posted publicly here. I go back to the load balancers, and you see that the final is also here as well. And the West load balancer, the final is also here. Yeah, that is my demonstration and brief overview of how, what is it? On project 1 and its requirements. So I believe I did accomplish the goal of creating a highly scalable WordPress blogging platform and application on AWS. Thank you so much for your time.